The arrogance of man is thinking nature is in our control, and not the other way around.
That's it, man. Game over, man. Game over.
Please, you can kill it.
Nobody trusts anybody now.
Come on, you hate. You want to live forever?
I got a really bad feeling about this.
Godzilla will live.
And welcome back to the 101st episode of the Monster Movie Stompdown. Of course, you got your host, Sludge, here. Co-host across from me is the Lorax.
Hello, what's up?
And the Master from Texas.
You got Ruben.
So we have made it through 100 episodes, and we have crossed that line, and we're now doing 101. And, man, we're doing a really cool movie, I think a fantastic movie from South Korea called The Host. Not to be confused with the horrible movie, The Host, that came out in like 2000 and... What was that? 2011? The Stephanie, based off the Stephanie Meyer, the Twilight 2.0 movie, as we call it.
Yeah.
No, we're doing a great movie called The Host. Actually, we're having a double feature of The Host for you this month. We'll go ahead and let you know. So not only are we doing the Korean film The Host this episode, the next episode, as we promised, we are doing our first TV episode, and we are doing the Host episode of X-Files, because Mark's a massive X-Files fan, aren't you?
Yes, I love it.
So, and we've got some cool stuff to show you for that episode. So, but this one, no, man, we're excited about this one. How do you guys feel, man? We just got through our 100th episode, and I've seen a ton of awesome, and I've got messages too of just great outpouring from people for the 100th episode. How do you guys feel it went?
I think it went really, really good. I had fun.
Yeah.
It was definitely an enjoyable time.
Yeah. That was one of the more fun episodes we've done.
Yeah.
I mean, we've done quite a few fun episodes that I would consider fun. But that one was a lot of fun. And the show came out great, by the way. You did an excellent job in the editing with the add-ons, the best of part.
Thank you.
That was end. Yeah, you did great.
That was very difficult because like going
I
through
bet
100 episodes, and it's like, what's some of the best moments, and wanted to get moments of each of us, so like I had to get Ruben dogging Razorback, because that's a continuous joke.
Yeah, that's right.
I had to have that in there, but having the moments with our co-host brothers like Charlie and Nate and Pete, and getting you in there. Of course, you got your Christmas video.
Of course, you got to have that.
Getting Stompy and Stompy and Frank in there.
Yeah,
it was difficult. And then of course you got to throw in August Ragone. Got to do that.
Yeah.
It did. It took me quite a while to find out what segments to put in there. So thanks, man. I appreciate that.
It came out great. You go to YouTube and then you can listen to it or you can watch it. So I listened to it, then I went and watched it to see how it came out. Because a lot of our, we just started going with video, so there's not much. It's mostly all audio, but I still had to, it was good seeing Stompy get nailed. Lose the arm wrestling match.
Oh yeah, had to have that in there. So I actually had a segment from the Crabs episode, but I didn't want to double play it because Pierce sent us that awesome clip promoting the show, and I had to throw it in, And so I was like, I didn't want to double play the Crabs deal, so because it was difficult to do. But no, I think it turned out great. There's been a lot of great feedback. Had a great time with Kurt, and actually, before we jump into the episode, it is that time of the month for our segment Hard Copy, and Kurt got so excited about being on the episode that he's like, hey, I can help with Hard Copy, and he did. So this month, instead of one of us, we just hand the reins right over to Kurt. So here's Kurt and his segment of Hard Copy.
Now copy this.
Hi, this is Kurt from Knoxville, and for this hard copy, I have Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the Special Collector's Edition. This is a box set that comes with a Special Collector's Edition pamphlet here that is the chapter list with some behind-the-scene photos in it. There is the Attack of the Killer Tomatoes soundtrack featuring main theme from Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, the Mindmaker song, Tomato Stomp, the classic Puberty Love, the love theme, and the end theme for Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. All of the music on this CD, or most of it, is written by, the music and the lyrics are written by John DeBello, who is the writer, producer, and director of the movie as well. In addition to the soundtrack and the pamphlet, it also comes with a poster, a small one-sheet poster of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes with the classic cartoon art of the giant tomato with the big teeth, with the vines and the woman wrapped up in the vines and the helicopter and the spaceship and a tidal wave and a shark and stuff. So, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes came out in 1978. A lot of people consider it the worst movie ever made. I'm not sure I'd go that far. It's a lot of fun. If you haven't seen it, it's worth checking out, at least just so you can say you've seen it. As far as special features on the disc go, I'll read the back of the disc. It says, Attack of the Killer Tomatoes comes up with more laughs than Saturday Night Live does on The Good Night. That's by KTLA-TV Los Angeles. It says, UFOs, Bigfoot, communists. The government has swiftly dealt with many a crisis, but can it survive the diabolical Attack of the Killer Tomatoes? Just when you thought it was safe to go back into the supermarket, you're face to face with terror so bold, so frightening, it has never been seen on screen before or since. After a series of bizarre and increasingly horrific attacks, Mason Dixon finds himself leading a crack team of specialists to save the planet. But will they be quick enough to save everyone? To save you? You can't run, you can't swim, there's nowhere to hide. The vicious red menace is everywhere. Savor the flavor of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes on DVD if you dare. So the special features are an audio commentary from writer, director, producer John DeBello, writer, co-star Steve Peace, and creator Costa Dillon. There are deleted scenes, 6 exclusive featurettes, the original 8mm Attack of the Killer Tomatoes movie with audio commentary. Do they accept travelers' checks in Babasuland, the 8mm movie that inspired Attack of the Killer Tomatoes with audio commentary. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes trivia, original theatrical trailer, radio spots, and loads of additional extras. This comes in at 188 minutes, is what it claims on the back of the box here. So there you go. Special edition of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes from 1978. And one more thing, the recently released novelization of Attack of the Killer Tomatoes by Jeff Strand from Encyclopocalypse Publications. This is available on Amazon and Encyclopocalypse Publications website. Jeff Strand is a pretty popular horror novelist. It is not an exact interpretation of the movie, right? It's not, like a word for word from the script or anything. And in the back, there is a photo gallery of behind the scenes photos like that, several pages of those, and then just a photo gallery of movie stills. You can see it like that. This movie has 2 of what I think are the classic off-color jokes of cinema. I'm not going to repeat them. And I was curious if they were in the book, and I was able to find one of them, but I didn't find the other. If you've seen the movie, you probably know what jokes I'm talking about. They both take place during a scene when there are government scientists and military leaders coming together. So be aware. And like I said, one of them is in the book, and I couldn't find the other one. I didn't see it. So there you go. That is my hard copy. Thank you very much, and everybody have a great day.
All right, and that was this month's episode of a segment of Hard Copy, and of course you saw Attack of the Killer Tomatoes. Have you guys seen that movie? Either of you? Ruben, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Long
Yeah.
time ago. Yeah.
Oh man,
I mean, come on, it's one of those movies when you think B movie, that's one that comes to mind.
Oh yeah.
To me,
oh
you
man,
know?
absolutely. I have a blast. We may have to cross that bridge and do that movie at some point on this show.
Yeah, I think so.
It is so much fun. And Kurt, again, thank you. He's going to start submitting more hard copies as we rotate through those. And actually, we're going to put a call out to you listeners. If you have a hard copy that you'd like to send to us so that we can check out and then premiere on the show as well, let us know. Reach out to us. We'll tell you how to get it to us. And we'd love to see what's part of your collection for the hard copy segments. So, all right, let's jump into this. It is time for The Host. This is a Korean monster film that came out in July 27th of 2006, directed by Bong Joon-ho. He also did the movie Okja, which is a great monster film. He did Parasite. He's won multiple. Parasite was awesome. Won multiple Academy Awards. Starred a great South Korean actor named Song Kang-ho. He was in 2 of the Vengeance trilogies, like Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance and Lady Vengeance, that came out in South Korea. Fantastic movies. Super violent movies, but fantastic movies. He was in 2 of those movies. Actually, I think the 2 I named. He was in Thirst. He was also in Parasite by the same director. And, of course, he's the main actor in The Host. The movie had a budget of $11 million. Box office brought in $90 million, so this thing was a major, major success. And we'll tell you what it's all about right after you check out the trailer. All right, so this one has got some definite political undertones in the background of this movie. So what happens is, at start out, you see this American doctor in like a lab tells his assistant to pour all these bottles of formaldehyde into the sink, and he's like, "We can't do that. It goes right into the Han River." And he's like, "Just do it anyways because they're dusty." Which I have no idea what that has to do with the actual formaldehyde inside. The bottles are dusty. We got to pour it all out. So he does. It pours it all out, and it ends up getting into the Han River and mutates this animal. Okay, we've actually had it on the Friday Night Fights, the Guamul. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, which is an awesomely designed creature from the guys over at the Way to Workshop who did Lord of the Rings and stuff like that. A great design creature, and it ends up coming ashore off the Han River near a hangout spot where everybody's fishing, and you got our main character, Gong-do, his family, his daughter Hyun-soo, who just got there that day. He's got a brother and a sister, and his dad. They all run this food cart together, and he's kind of not all mentally there. He would definitely be handicapped. He's kind of almost got the mindset of I don't want to say like a toddler, but definitely a child. He's got a very very innocent mindset. But his daughter Hyun-soo had just got back from school, and when he's delivering some food to some people that are hanging out from the food cart, and this creature comes ashore and starts attacking everybody, starts eating people up, In the process, Hyun-soo gets taken by the creature, and they think she's been killed by it. And they come to find out that she ends up calling him on his cell phone. She's actually stored up in this sewer where this thing has been taken and dropping food to store. She's still alive. So the whole family decides they've got to obviously go save her. And while this is going on, a virus has appeared that they believe is attached to this creature from this area. So the government comes in, does this whole, bio lockdown. They're taking people in and testing them and quarantining them. Well, they end up quarantining the family. They have to escape to try and go save Hyun-soo. And it kind of just pursues from there at that point. Several of them end up dying in the process. The grandfather ends up, one of them really, the grandfather ends up dying in the process. And then they end up finally making it to Hyun-soo in the sewer and do finally, at this point, the government's bringing in a chemical from America called Agent Yellow to try and kill the creature and the virus if it's airborne. Doesn't successfully kill the creature, does hurt the creature, but their family ends up killing it. They throw a bunch of Molotov cocktails at it. That it misses, but then they pour gasoline all over it. And the daughter, who's actually a archery expert, she actually wins the bronze medal early in the movie. Gets lights one of her arrows, shoots it right at it, catches it on fire. It starts chasing him down because it's not dying yet, and it starts running to the water to escape to put the flames out. And then in an awesome sequence, man, Hyun-soo or Gangdo, because Hyun-soo ends up dying, comes from around the corner with this metal pole and just stands there toe-to-toe, and it runs right into the metal pole, right through the mouth, and he ends up killing it. Great sequence. But then, they do realize Hyun-soo, she has been killed by the creature, but in the process, she saves this little boy that was dropped down there too. And the movie ends with Hungdo. He's adopted the little boy, and now they live together and run the food cart themselves. So, really good movie. Really, there's a lot of political message again because the movie was the intro sequence of this movie is based off something that actually happened in South Korea, or an incident that supposedly happened where a U.S. government facility was pouring formaldehyde into the local drainage system in South Korea. So it is based off of a true event. Now, no creature was mutated, but that's where it stemmed from. Who's gone first? Mark, I think it's your turn to go first, right, on this one?
Either way, doesn't matter.
Go for
it. Doesn't matter.
Let's see what you think about this movie.
Good movie. At first, I didn't have I was telling you, I didn't have the subtitles. I didn't think that we had them on there. And then come to find out that we did. So the first part of the movie, I'm trying to, it's all in Korean, and so I'm trying to figure out what's what, and who's going on, and then I finally, get the subtitles up, and I pretty much knew where I was at once I got them up, and so the special effects, the monster's great. I think it's just fantastic. One of the better foreign film monsters that you have, that's out there that they just did an excellent job on it. He looks pretty real. The plot of the movie's great. I think everything that's going on. Didn't realize it was based on somewhat of a true story with the formaldehyde. So makes it even better now that I understood it. And it was just, to me, I was in the movie from start to finish. It didn't bore me, didn't slow down, nothing. It was
an almost 2-hour runtime.
Oh yeah, it was good all the way to the end, and just kept you right at it, and kept you watching it. So thumbs up, great movie. Great movie.
Was this your first time seeing the host?
First time seeing it, and the actors are great in it. It's just a good movie to sit down and watch. I'll definitely be watching it again.
Those actors, and again, especially, and I'll talk about it in a minute when I go. We'll let Ruben go next. But the Song Kang Ho, who plays Gandu, he's an elite actor. Like I would put him on the ranks of our actors like Morgan Freeman or Brad Pitt. Like every actor in this movie was that level of a cast. I think for sure.
Even the kid actors did a really good job. Those scenes down in that little sewer, were awesome. They did a great job at it.
Oh yeah, Ruben, what are your thoughts on this movie?
Well, I liked it. I thought it was an original story. I thought the creature design was pretty good. At first, when I first saw it, I'm like, it looks too CGI. There's too much. I mean, what's the word? CGI. I can't even say it right.
Yeah, too
You could tell it was CGI. It had too computerish, but then it kind of, at first sight, it was that way. And then after, you get into the movie, you realize what great of a design it is. And like I said, the story was pretty original. I thought, I know it's based on a true story, but the way they did it, it was pretty cool. But South Korean movies, that's I've noticed. I've only seen a few, but the ones I've seen, they do a pretty good job of taking an ordinary story and kind of expanding on it and making it better, in some ways. And that's what they did with this one because, you had the creature that you thought was eating everybody, but apparently he ate some and was swallowing them and then regurgitating others into that little sewer, So, and it kind of hit close to home because you had the government coming in here, and pushing people around and quarantining you. And I'm like, man, this is kind of hitting close to home here with everything that's gone on in the last few years with governments, the government trying to say, hey, we're going to do all that,
Yeah,
so it was political, just like you said, government overreach. And this was government overreach to the max over there. I mean, they were just, I thought it was funny though, because they were like quarantine people, but they weren't really quarantined. They were among everybody else. And, they just kind of had them wrapped in something. I'm like, that's not real. That's not a real quarantine. It's kind of funny.
The daughter even makes a comment. She's like, or does the doctor or the grandfather, when they're walking in there with the quarantine, like, that doctor doesn't even have a mask on, makes that comment.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because that doctor doesn't have a mask. And if I got the story right, there never really was a virus. They were just using that to control the people. Did you get that toward the end of the movie, right? And he goes, hey, wait a minute. What do you mean it's not real? And the doctor's like, we need to, bust his brain open anyway.
Yeah, after they do the shock therapy to Gongdu.
They're going to do the shock therapy.
Like, there's no virus? Because that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, the doctor's basically saying that they were just using that virus to control the people, to keep them off the street. Whether it was to keep them safe or not, well, that's a debate for another day. But I thought it was funny. But like I said, I thought it was good, but this one kind of got ruined for me because I saw Train to Busan. Have y'all ever seen Train to Busan?
Oh my gosh, yes,
no,
and we can definitely cover that movie in the future.
Yeah,
Holy crap.
And that one, I saw that one, and it was still fresh in my mind. Then I saw this one, and that one kind of, I know it's not fair, but I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I enjoyed that one quite a bit more than I enjoyed, even though this one was fun. It had good acting. I thought it had good acting in it too. The South Koreans tend to be overly dramatic. I noticed there's even in that other in Train to Busan, it's just there's always a hero, and they like to kill off the heroes. Is what they like to do a lot.
Oh, always.
South Korean movies that I've seen.
Yeah.
Almost always they like to kill off a main character hero that you think's gonna make it. Like this one, I would have never thought they were gonna kill off that little girl. Never thought.
Yeah, no, you totally don't see that coming. You're like,
you don't
gone
see
through all this crap, and they're going to save her, and all of a sudden she's dead, and you're like, oh yeah, we're not in America anymore. Like this is not how it works. Overseas.
I mean, they kill her off, and then the little kid that she rescues, he makes it, but she doesn't. And I'm like, man, the North Korea knows how to. North Korea too. They really know how to pull on those heartstrings. South Korea, they really know how to, they try to. And it was kind of sad toward the end there. I mean, it was sad. It was very sad at the end how that turned out. But all in all, this is a pretty good movie, and I'd never seen it before. This was the first time I seen it, and it's definitely one that I guess this will be a criticism. It was 2 hours long, but I think they could have gone a little shorter and still got a good story across and got a good movie across. I found myself kind of I wouldn't say lulled, but it was kind of like there was periods of conversations among the family that I'm like, well, do I really need to know that? Yes or no? It really depends on your taste of movies on that one. So all in all, I thought it was an enjoyable movie. Now, if somebody asked me, hey, what's some good South Korean movies to watch, horror movies or monster movies, I would definitely recommend that one.
Yeah, definitely.
And how many
was
times do you have people come up and say, "Hey, you got any good South Korean movies to watch?"
Yeah.
Hey, now there is another movie, but I don't know if it's Korean or not. Correct me. It might be Japanese. The one about the forest that they redid in America, was that Japanese? The Suicide Forest.
Oh, that was a Japanese film.
Yeah,
That was Japanese.
The Forest,
okay.
yeah. Which
The
that
Forest.
is holy cow, is a phenomenal movie. But
Yeah.
if you want to dive into kind of off topic here, and I'll talk about the host, into the whole myth behind the Suicide Forest in Japan versus by Ryo Kitamura is what you need to watch, because it takes place in the Suicide Forest. But that's a wild one, man. Like, if we were to ever do a non-monster film, we would be reviewing Versus, because that movie is, I think,
That
pinnacle material. So,
So and I guess the Asian films, they all kind of they have that very sullen feel to them. Very sullen. Even Train to Busan, it was action packed, but it was very sullen. It had some very sullen moments, and that's what the South Korean movies. That's what I would best describe them. They have they have a feeling of dread that you just can't shake throughout the movie. Even though this was a fun monster movie, there was still some feeling of dread for me throughout the movie. Not because the monster was going to kill. It's just, I don't know. It was just very tragic. It had a very tragic feel to me.
Yeah, absolutely. And I mean, I think this movie's phenomenal. To me, I definitely rated it. I mean, you guys rated it pretty good, but I rated it a little bit higher because I've seen this one a few times. And I've probably seen this one maybe 6 or 7 times, and it's never gotten old. Like, I am fully entertained beginning to end by this movie. I would probably have to disagree with you, Ruben, just a little bit about some of the deposition with the family, like their stories, because for me, that just helped me relate to those characters a little more on how they act, why they act the way they do. Because, I mean, you go through, I related to the scene when they first believe Hyun-soo is dead, and they go into that memorial thing for the people that's been killed by this creature.
Yeah.
Being attacked. And then you see them just fall out on the floor, the whole family just bawling and crying, and they're all saying these different things. Like Gongdu he's like, "Oh, your uncle's here to see you, your auntie's here to see you," but then the grandfather's saying something totally different. To me, getting those depositions with them earlier on and things really helped kind of like not make that scene so like, what the crap is going on? You know what I mean? So I did like that. I love the characters. I love everything about this movie. I love the creature design. Super, super awesome. I'm with you. Like, when you first see it, the CG can be a little slightly jarring at first, but it seems like after that initial scene, that goes away somehow. I don't know if it's because you get so sucked into the movie that
I think that's it.
Yeah, that you don't care at that point. But there are some shots, man, where like you see it running in between the pillars and the subway areas. That's like the lighting and everything just hit right. I'm like, this looks great right here. The special effects was great. The story was great. It cracks me up. It never fails. Any South Korean film that you watch, or even some Japanese, any Asian film for the most part that you watch, where you've got an American actor, it's like they are definitely the worst actors in the film. Like, I don't know what it is. And no offense to that one scientist dude. He comes walking in and looking at Gondu, and he's got the hazmat suit on. And, like, one eye's looking right at you, and then the other one's, like, slightly turned in. I'm like, dude, I can't stop looking at that eye. Like, I want to see what's going on.
He reminds me of that actor from, I think he was in Silence of the Lambs. He's done some other movies. There was an actor in Silence of the Lambs, so I know this is not the guy. And he was he had that same look on his, one eye was kind of looking, a lazy eye was looking out the other way.
Yeah, so like a lazy eye. I mean, this dude's eye was definitely not a lazy eye. It was a rebellious eye. It's like
it was a rebellious. Yeah, exactly.
Man.
I ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, this is where I'm looking. But it cracks me up because now the actor who plays the scientist, or whatever, in the beginning, is an American actor who does look familiar, and I've seen him before. He's actually pretty good. But I mean, overall, I mean, the cast is fantastic. The soundtrack is just, it fits so well that if you're not paying attention, you almost don't even realize the soundtrack's happening. I feel like they composed this movie flawlessly because it feeds the scenes so good that it helps you get stuck in the scene, and you're not going, oh, that soundtrack's a little offbeat. Scott Wilson, Mark pulled it up. Scott Wilson, who is the scientist at the beginning. So I mean, I loved it. I love the direction. I mean, I'm a big fan of Bong as a director. I mean, I loved Oakjaw. I love Parasite. A lot of the stuff that he's done. Now, of course, obviously I know that I've watched a lot more South Korean films than you guys have, but he's phenomenal. And again, Song Kang-ho, the guy who plays Gong-do, like, he's so good in the Vengeance trilogy. He's so good in Thirst. Very good in Parasite. But I just love him as Gong-do in this. Like, his innocence, but his love for his kid, to rescue his kid. He goes through so much crap. I mean, they like inject that massive needle through his neck to pull out samples. They're, doing electroshock therapy on this guy. He goes through so much crap, and he doesn't give up. You know what I mean? And it's been days that his daughter's been down there, And I love his character. His character, I think even if everyone else's characters sucked and even the acting wasn't any good, his character alone and his portrayal in that role will get me through that film every single time.
I will say one thing that I did like, throughout the movie, you like you said, he's childlike, kind of innocent, not quite there, and then when his dad explains why he's like that, when they're and that I'm like, well, that made a lot. That did belong in the movie. He says, well, I wasn't a good dad. He was by himself all the time. He had, and I'm like, oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense. Of course, the two siblings fall asleep and don't even hear it.
Right.
Yeah, they. But I did find that interesting. How they're all mourning and then they start pointing the finger at him, like, oh, it's your fault that he's dead. When you're talking about that scene where they're throwing themselves on the floor.
Yeah.
Of course, and I always thought that was funny because the grandpa never did. The grandpa never said it was his fault. Never, it was always the brother and the sister, his brother and sister, that were doing that, and it all made sense when the dad explained why he is the way he is, how he is, and it made it all make the puzzle kind of fit together. So I thought that was that part of the movie. You're right. I mean, some part. I mean, I just thought 2 hours was a little long, but that was definitely a good part of the movie that I did enjoy because it kind of brought everything together.
Yeah, super good. So I mean, I love this movie, man. Like the cool political undertones and the basis on the true happenings, the whole story. I love it. I mean, I think it's a fantastic movie, and so I think it's time, man. It's time for the Stompdown rating time. All right, so this one collectively, as a whole, got 3 stomps out of 5 from us. Mark and Ruben, you guys both gave it a solid 3. I gave it a 4. I know I have a little bit more of a flair for the flavor of South Korean films. But, I mean, overall, man, great movie. Definitely worth a watch. I mean, anything that we rate a 3 or higher is a must-see. At some point.
This is definitely a must-see.
Yeah, I mean, it's so good. I've never saw. Of course, I don't watch movies movies dubbed, so I don't know how well the dubbing is on this film because I know there's a dubbed version of it. But I mean, even subtitled, like it's
I couldn't find a dubbed version, and I watched it on Peacock. Yeah, on Peacock.
Well, I've got it on DVD, and I was telling Mark beforehand. I was like, I almost forgot I had it on DVD because I've had it on the Plex for so long. But my DVD has the original South Korean dialogue with subtitles, and it has an English dub track.
Wow!
For it,
wow.
So I need to probably get that on the Plex so y'all can see it in the dub version.
Oh yeah, now you talk about it.
My bad. So
I'm halfway through the movie.
But yeah, so solid 3 all the way, man. Y'all have got to check this one out. I mean, at least would you guys agree? I mean, with at least a one-time watch.
Oh yes, definitely.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, totally worth it. Go check it out. I think it's gonna be super cool. And well, there you have it from us, man. South Korean film, The Host. It won 13 awards or was nominated. No, I think it won 13 different awards.
Didn't I tell you Asian Best Picture?
Yeah.
Of the Asian awards. Yeah. I mean, did good.
Yeah.
Did
So
really
I mean,
good.
it is definitely worth checking, and we highly recommend it here from the Monster Movie Stompdown. And man, I feel like it's been forever since we've gotten here, and I kind of miss it. But you know what? It's time to test your might.
Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. Test your might. might.
All right, so it is time to come back to test your mind. And we've kind of been off and on. You know, we had Charlie's birthday, we got the 100th episode, and things are getting a little tight in here. And you go in the room.
Now let's just be truthful on all that. You know, you were getting a little uptight, questioning Charlie's ability to come up with the questions. And I think what's happened, there's been a little bit of tension, a little bit of friction, and that's why we've backed off. And we've used the excuse, well, it's Charlie's birthday, or it's this, or it's that.
Not true.
I think that's where that comes in.
No, I love Charlie.
Because me and Ruben, we were firmly behind Charlie, and we knew Charlie was...
Lies! You guys were questioning him in the beginning. Like, back in, we'll rewind.
I do not recall questioning him once.
Yeah, that face looks as innocent as can be right there. You know, look at that. Yeah, I believe every bit of that one. Yeah. So, well, we're back. We're back at it. All right. So it's time to see who gets to pick what movie the losers get to watch this time. So here we go. We ready for question number 1?
Yes. Let me
How
get my
many
notes out.
films? Oh, you ready? Wait, I'm Ruben here.
I'm ready.
Okay,
Yes.
sweet. How many
I
films
got it.
has Bong Joon-ho directed? A, 13, B, 17, or C, 15?
I don't have a clue.
All right. I may have given you guys this one. Song Kang-ho, the guy who plays Gandu, starred in another Korean film called Thirst. How many machetes did Charlie rate it on Give Me Back My Horror Movies last year? A, 0, B, 2, or C, nothing?
Too easy.
I'm trying to remember.
If you listen to the shows.
Yeah.
He's testing us now. It ain't got to do with this movie. He's testing us. So I hope I don't fail this one.
Well, the first 2 questions didn't have anything to do with the movie. Right?
It got close. No, hey, no, wait.
it got close.
Look at him, Charlie. Look at him. He's questioning you now.
Oh,
he's
I'm not
questioning you.
Mark, you went right into you.
That wasn't a question.
He's questioning you.
That was a
Questioning you.
statement. The first 2 questions
okay.
did not have to do with the host. There we go.
They didn't?
There we go.
Okay, true or false? The host, oh my gosh, are we going back to this? We're going to circle around this universe forever. True or false? The host creature makes a brief appearance in Cloverfield Paradox. True or false? That's the third one, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to be 100% honest. I have not watched the third one. Okay. We got our answers. This may go south quick.
Charlie is really enjoying this.
Whoever guessed the best is where we're going to go here. All right, so the host
There you go.
trivia answers. How many films has Bong Joon-ho directed? Correct answer is B, 17.
Yes.
I missed that. Did you get that one, Ruben?
Yeah, I guessed. Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
Well, South Koreans make so many dang movies. I just picked the highest number.
That was a good guess there. Number 2, Song Kang-ho, Gandu in this film, in the host, starred in another Korean film called Thirst. How many machetes did Charlie rate it on Give Me Back My Horror Movies last year? Correct answer is C, nothing.
Oh,
I got that wrong. I thought he gave it 2 because I know he did not like that.
I put 2 also. It was a 0, a 2, and a nothing. So.
Wouldn't nothing and 0 be the same?
Well, see, that's why I went with B with the 2 because.
Well, wait a minute. Isn't nothing and 0 the same answer?
Yeah, that's what we're looking at. Yeah.
Again, Charlie, they're questioning you. They're questioning you.
It was the wordings were questioning.
Wait a minute. Wait, let me get something straight. I'm not questioning him because I put that. So I'm fine with what you got, Charlie. -3, whatever you want, brother.
All right. Number 3, true or false? The host creature makes a brief appearance in the Cloverfield Paradox. Correct answer is false.
I got 1 right.
I got 2.
I got false. I got all 3.
You got all 3?
Yeah.
Moly, moly, moly.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh.
Moly, moly, moly.
The winner here, Ruben. What are
Hold on, I'm texting Charlie to thank a big thanks. Hold on.
yeah. See, that I believe 100%. All right, Mole, Master of Texas. What are we watching for the next round of Test Your Might.
You're watching Jaws 3D.
We're
Oh,
watching
man.
Jaws. God, how could you?
Oh my gosh! So, Mark, I'm pretty sure I still got the VHS tape floating around.
Yeah.
Got a pair of 3D glasses, and I think we should be ready to roll. Actually,
You don't have to watch it in 3D, but it would work if you watched it in 3D. I got some old Three Stooges VHSs, and they came with they're DVDs, and they came with 3D glasses. If y'all need to borrow.
oh man, first time I ever watched Jaws 3D. We watched the 3D version
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
VHS and with the
Oh,
3D
is that right?
glasses. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
dude.
Oh wow!
Oh man,
I mean, no,
this
we
was-
haven't watched yet.
No,
This is
yeah.
Nope.
No, we didn't.
I can't believe we
Gosh.
got to do this.
I know, man, and these get worse as they go on, don't they, Mark?
They
like
do.
the Jaws
They
films,
do.
I think.
Well, and
So-
and the thing is, this quiz was mostly the only one I knew was the second one, number 2, C, the 0 or whatever it was, and
Zero or nothing.
0 or
I
nothing.
guessed, 0 or nothing. I guessed on that one, and then I didn't think they would have thrown in a South Korean monster in Pacific Rim. That was my only logical thinking. I'm like, well,
Cloverfield.
that's South Korean,
Yeah,
Cloverfield, yeah.
Well, I even
didn't
had to
think-
stop and think. I'm like, could they have, did it pop up on a computer screen like the ones in Pacific Rim Uprising? I didn't know, but I guessed at that one because I had no idea because I haven't watched that third one yet. So, all right, so me and Mark did not defeat the Master of Texas, Lorax.
That's why they call him the master.
Wait a
That's
minute.
why they call him
I have
the
a new title. I have a new title.
Uh-oh.
It's now Grandmaster, not because
Oh,
I
yeah.
play chess.
Oh,
this is
that's
true.
right.
This is
That's
true.
right.
Yeah.
That's
So here
right.
we go. The Grandmaster of Texas has a special
right.
announcement. Lay it on us,
There you
their
go,
Grandmaster.
Okay, so RJ has decided in true Catholic fashion to make me a grandpa.
Woo-hoo.
Took
Yeah.
took
That
no
works.
time. So for those who don't
Took
understand
no time
the
whatsoever.
Catholic fashion, Ruben's he's been married how long?
I've been married 30.
No, not
years.
you. I'm talking
Oh,
about
RJ.
RJ, yeah.
I've been married 30. RG's been married since December 3rd.
yeah.
He got married on December
Yeah.
3rd.
And
And it's what, like,
Alrighty.
it's so a little over 3 months.
Yeah.
And basically, if you do the math, it's a honeymoon baby.
Oh,
yep.
definitely.
So that's what he meant by in
So-
true Catholic fashion because they don't waste any time, man. They
They're
are ready to
ready
go.
anytime.
So man, that's awesome.
ready.
Congratulations. It is official.
Yes.
We have changed the name. He is now the Grandmaster
Grandmaster
of Texas.
That's
Is going to be
right.
the one and only Ruben. So
That's
oh,
right.
man. So, all right, and so for the Grandmaster, we will be making sure to watch Jaws 3D, which has Luke Gossett Jr. in that movie.
Yes. Yes.
That's a high point. That's the high point. There's a high
Yeah.
point of the movie. You got
Yeah.
Lou Gossett in it.
I mean, I feel a little. Did you see the look in his face when you're watching Jaws 3D?
Yeah, I saw
Yeah.
the look. Yeah, I saw the
Yeah,
look.
it wasn't like, oh, yeah. What do I do? What do I do? You're watching Jaws 3D.
Because he knew, I
That's
think he's got his mindset that we're just going to be tortured by this.
Oh
thing.
yeah, oh yeah.
That's
Cannot wait for the next
Well,
episode. That's for sure.
Hey, all I know is you tried to get us on a movie that I thoroughly enjoyed. The Last Penalty.
Well,
So
we might too.
the Last Penalty.
Yeah, we'll find
I
out.
ended up thoroughly enjoying it. So
This, that one will be interesting. I can't wait to talk about how torturous Jaws 3D is. Maybe a
Yeah.
surprise to the listeners. So, all right, there we go. We are wrapping up our 101st episode. And
one more thing, the McFarlane incident. I was waiting for that to be one of the questions on there. That's what that incident in 2000 when they dumped the formaldehyde in the river.
Oh,
It's
yes.
called the
Okay,
McFarlane
gotcha.
incident.
Gotcha.
Yeah, the McFarlane
Gotcha.
incident. That's the one I thought for sure that one was going to pop up on the quiz, and it didn't.
But nope, he had to take us back to the Cloverfield universe.
Oh,
You know,
I'm
somehow,
not, I'm not
some way.
complaining. I even lost. I'm not complaining, Charlie. I just want to let
Oh,
you know.
Cloverfield / Pacific Rim universe. They're all
Yeah.
in the same
Yeah.
universe.
I'm just going to keep my eye out for further questions when it comes to those two movies, universes in the future. So, all right, man. So that's our 101st episode of The Host. Definitely go check it out. Next episode this month, we told you guys we are fixing to go into TV, and we are. And it's a double host month this month. And so we are actually doing an episode of The X-Files. I think it was episode 3, maybe 4.
Can't remember
of the
which
first
one
season.
it is. Yeah.
And the episode's actually called The Host. So we will be breaking into TV with X-Files next episode.
Oh, and it's a good
And,
one. It's a good one.
Oh, yeah. Mark, you're a big fan of this series
It's
anyways.
a good one. Oh,
You know,
yeah. Love it.
because I think it wasn't even me that you started watching X-Files
Yeah.
and got me into X-Files. And then was it you that branched off and found Millennium with Lance Henriksen? Or was that one?
Yeah. Mhm.
Oh, man. I mean, Chris Carter, fantastic show director and writer. So super stoked to start our TV. I think X-Files is pretty appropriate to start with, especially the host episode. So we're pretty stoked about it. And the next month, we do have the new Gamera anime coming out. So we realized, and Kurt kind of brought it up in the last episode, we haven't hit the Showa Gamera series. So we're going to start going through the Gamera films from the Showa era, starting in 1965, one a month. So next month we will be doing Gamera, the original one, for my birthday episode. And then for Ruben, in celebration of Kong's birthday, which technically happened March. Ruben, is it 2nd or 3rd? I can never remember for Kong.
I believe it's the third.
Third.
You
So
know what? I
technically-
don't know. The third. The third.
March 2nd or March 3rd of 1933 is technically when Kong first hit theaters, but it was just like a premiere date. Then it actually went into the theatrical run in April. So we decided, you know what, we're going to do a Kong retrospective for April to celebrate his 90th birthday this year. Big 9-0. He is getting old. So that's what we got coming up for you guys. We've got the host on the X-Files the next episode. And then next month, we're going to go way back in time to see the first Gamera movie and then do a special Kong retrospective episode. Pretty stoked about that. You guys got anything else you want to add before we close it out?
No, everything's good. You've not stopped talking, so you've got it, man. You've covered about everything.
Well, are you complaining?
No, I'm not. Look, Charlie, I'm not complaining, Charlie.
I don't know why you interested with the Charlie there for the complaining, but all right, Grandmaster, you got anything else left you want to say before we close it out?
Nope. I'm ready. I'm actually was looking up, make sure I had the date right. It was 6 days ago his birthday. So let's see, what was 6 days? What did it say? The 8th? So it's the second.
So second, March 2nd. March 2nd was his birthday. So I knew it was right around there. But all right, man. Well, thank you all so much. And remember, you can be part of the Monster Movie Stompdown by submitting to us your hard copy. So if you've got a cool hard copy version of a monster movie in your collection that you're proud of and want to show off, get a hold of us, man, and we'll tell you how to send it to us, and we will start putting your hard copy once a month on the show so everyone can check out what you got. So, all right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Make sure to go check us out on the socials. Again, join us on Facebook, join us on Instagram, because 3 times a week we hit you guys up with the Underdogs on Mondays, where we talk about more unheard of monster films that get missed that are really worth watching. Wednesdays, our Grandmaster from Texas, of course, nails out the awesome music with the Monster Mash Wednesdays, and this past one was really, really good. I haven't watched Prince of Darkness in years and forgot how good of a soundtrack that movie is.
I saw that, and I just wanted to watch the movie as soon as I saw him put it up there. I was like, oh, my gosh.
It's been so long. I might have to go back and watch that one. And then, of course, Fridays, we have had taken a little bit of a hiatus just with some things I got going on. We do Friday Night Fights, where originally we pit 2 crazy monsters or similar monsters against each other, and you all got to decide who won. But what we're fixing to do is something slightly different, and you're going to start seeing 2 movies, and you decide which movie would win in the wrestling ring for the better film.
Wait a minute. I didn't get a memo from Stompy that we're doing this. What's going on?
That's news to me, too.
Stompy,
Well, I haven't even told Stompy because he likes to throw wrenches in the plan, so I guess I kind of just threw that one out there. But that's what we're doing.
But
my bad.
His emails say CEO of Monster Movie Stompdown. So if he's a CEO,
he's a little liar. That's what he is. So and don't miss out. Because I know that there's been those guys have kind of been absent with some technical difficulties and things that got going on. But their next episode is coming out this month. They are doing Harry and the Hendersons, which I promised Frank that they could do because apparently my movies were too scary for Frank. So check them out. They will be back this month with Harry and the Hendersons. And go check out all the other shows on the network, man. Our brothers across the Give Me Back My Podcast Network, we love them so much. Their shows are so amazing. Give Me Back My Action Movies. Give Me Back My Horror Movies. Good Beer, Bad Movie Night. Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. And if you all missed the month of Pete, which is the month of February, and the movies he did, man, you watched them, listen to them, Ruben, right? Did you check them out?
Yes.
Oh, my gosh. Yep. You missed out on some great material on those episodes. So go check them all out. Make sure and follow everybody. Yeah. What's that, Ruben?
Some torture. There was torture involved in that.
Oh, definitely. Me and Pete even discussed. Like he was like, "What about a couple of these movies, he's like, what about this movie or this movie? Like, Gozu even got brought up in conversation. And I was like, we're probably better off just doing this. Or you guys would be doing this. Yeah, he was torturing, poor Nate and Charlie. Of course, I was just like, dude, I'll jump. I love these movies that he picked. Like, I love every movie he picked. And I'm like, this is so good. And Charlie and Nate, not so much. They hated him.
That's
yeah.
what makes it so hard to pick a bad movie. For penalty movie, because you love all the penalty movies.
I can feel for Charlie on what Pete picks, because I've had to live through one of his. So.
Well, hey, I mean, you loved Ship of Monsters.
Yeah, I was just all over that.
Yeah, that's one of your favorites. So, but all right, guys, well, go check out all the shows and stay tuned for more episodes. Join us on Facebook and Instagram for not only just. We give you 3 things a week of extra content, but we're on there talking to you guys all the time. We're sharing news. We're talking about things that we pick up in our collections. That we just announced or showed where for the first time ever for the U.S., the Western audience, we now have access to the old Godzilla Island show from the 90s. There were short episodes, 250 of them, that they did with the old Bandai figures. Toho has released it onto their YouTube channel with English subtitles. So we talk about things like that all the time, and we just talk about other movies and things we pick up. So don't just join for the extra content. Join to become part of the community. Become part of the family, because that's really what we all are. So all right, man. Thank you all for listening. This is Sludge. Got Lorax.
Hey, it's me.
And the Grandmaster in Texas,
Ruben.
Y'all have a good night.
Good night.